There is still little to choose between Essex and Lancashire at the halfway stage of their latest LV County Championship match at the Ford County Ground in Chelmsford, in spite of a brilliant 100, his first of the season for the visitors' Simon Katic. Essex's first innings, which resumed on the second morning on 268 for 8, didn't last much longer. In the fourth over, Sajid Mahmood edged a short ball from Glenn Chappell to Andrea Agathangalou after adding only a single to his overnight 22. And after Kyle Hogg spilled one of the easiest chances you're likely to see as he tried to avoid standing in the business area of the pitch, Chappell bowled Rhys Topley, who decided to leave this delivery alone. Essex were all out for 273, with Chappell ending with 3 for 47 as the pick of the Lancashire attack. The visitors had given a championship debut to 22-year-old Lewis Rees, and he would have loved this moment as he neatly drove one of the country's most dependable opening bowlers in David Masters for his first boundary. Masters, as ever, didn't have to wait too long for his first success though. Rees's partner Luke Proctor trapped in front for 8. Rees's debut innings ended on 24 when he half drove at a ball from Graham Napier and edged it to Tom Wesley to depart at 41 for 2. That brought the far more experienced pairing of Katic and Ashwell Prince together, they having each been pushed up a place in the order in the absence of Carl Brown. There are many talented batsmen in the second flight of the LV County Championship this year, but you would be hard-pressed to find many better than these two, who between them have hit more than 10,000 international runs. They must be a nightmare to bowl at, even if the majority of those that did here have got years of experience behind them themselves. The two batsmen started to put their side into a good place. Both constructed half-centuries. Prince has arrived after he'd been dropped twice off his 104th delivery with a single off Masters. It was the South African's 5th of the 4-day summer to date. Katic got also his 5th 50 of the championship season 2 overs later, as he also grabbed the run he needed off Masters to get to his mark off 87 balls. He'd struck 7 fours to his partner's 6. The surprising thing is that neither of these batsmen had thus far gone on to record a 3-figure score this summer, and that was again the case for Prince, who on 56 gave Masters his 29th championship wicket of the season with an edge via pad behind to James Foster. Masters' reaction to his success was a little unusual. That ended a 110-run partnership between Prince and Katic, while the next one had put on only a dozen runs when Agathangalou was bowled by Napier, who then had Stephen Croft taken behind as he nicked a pull before he'd scored. That had balanced the game right back up again with the visitors on 165 for 5, and that became 190 for 6 in the final session of the day as Gareth Cross mispulled Topley to Mahmood. Katic and Wayne White then brought up the 200 with 6 men out, only for the latter to repeat Cross's mistake and offer Mahmood another catch off Topley. At 208 for 7 and trailing by 65, this game was in the balance, but in their favour, Lancashire still had Katic at the crease. He's made it into the 90s twice before this summer, but had yet to hit 3 figures. Not that a man of his experience and calibre can get too nervous these days when approaching what was his 55th first-class ton. It was reached before the close with a 3 off Mahmood, the former Australian star, and one who would never have been seen causing hoo-ha in a themed boozer, will have been delighted to have finally achieved a 3-figure score for his county. But as such a good team man, he would no doubt have been more pleased with what he was doing here for his team. By the close, he and Hogg had survived an hour together in which they'd added a crucial 58 runs for the 8th wicket, which will now give Lancashire a good chance of forming a decent first innings lead. With Katic still there after 4.5 hours on 120, his side will go again on the third morning on 266 for 7, which sees them now trailing by only 7 runs.